I can't save money, it's just not possible for me. I'm broke, I can't afford that. I'm just bad with money, this is just how life is. If you've ever said any of these things or similar to yourself, please understand that this is holding you back. Someone who is committed to these statements here is not going to understand what I'm about to say, but for those who actually want to make a change, listen up. Your brain is very, very powerful, especially your subconscious mind, and the things that you say really matter. So when you say things like this to yourself, it is input into your brain, and your subconscious is going to start computing that information, and it wants to find proof of the things that you're telling it. That means that the more you say these things to yourself, your brain is going to try to show you more and more proof to show you that this is true, because this is the input that you're giving your subconscious mind. So it is going to start noticing and acknowledging every single negative thing that happens to you. And the more you notice every single negative and bad thing, the more this cycle just continues to complete itself. You go back up here and start saying, see, I knew I couldn't save. See, I knew I'm broke. I'm bad with money. This is just how it's going to be. Have you ever heard the saying, one person says they can do something, one person says they can't do something, and they're both telling the truth? It's because that is true. You need to rewire and reset these thought patterns so that you can start seeing better results. To acknowledge and notice every single win, whether that is something small, such as you paid a bill on time. You need to acknowledge that. You also need to do positive affirmations or positive self-talk, and every single time you catch yourself saying something negative like these things, you need to notice that in the moment, stop, and rewrite that story for yourself. Just like I said earlier, if you start rewriting these to more positive statements, this is input again into your brain and your subconscious, who is going to then want to show you proof of the things that you're telling it. So if you rewrite these into more positive statements, your brain is going to try to show you evidence to the positive instead of to the negative. Now, if you've never experienced this actually happening, you might listen to this and say, this is stupid, this is not going to work. I used to be one of those people. I got into such a bad state that I said, well, what do I have to lose? All I have to do is just change the things I'm telling myself, and either it's going to work or it's not, but what do I have to lose? And so I started doing that, and it started working. Because I was telling myself positive things and going through this process of my subconscious, I started noticing more and more positive things when it came to my money. In turn, I started being grateful for those things that were coming into my reality, and that caused even more good things to happen. Now, being positive alone, positivity alone is not going to make you debt free, right? It's not going to increase your income or change your entire situation, but it does lay some very serious and powerful groundwork for you. Now, you do have to do the work on your end. You do have to do your part. So what does that look like? The things you can do are find and learn your spending habits. You can do this by going through a past bank statement and seeing exactly where you've spent every single dollar of your income. This allows you to learn what is important to you and what you like so that you can include these things in your budget. You need to create and stick to a budget, and it needs to be realistic. You don't need to overly restrict yourself, or you are not going to stick to that budget. You need to have goals and plans, okay? So your budget is a plan. You need to have goals that you can include in that plan so that you can move closer to your goals every single month or every single paycheck. And if you're currently not making enough money to even pay your bills, and therefore you really are not able to save right now, you need to get out and you need to find more income, however that looks to you. If you want to meet your goals and you want to be able to save and have a more financially secure life, you're going to have to do what it takes to make that happen, whatever that looks like for you. You're going to have to want progress more than you want the struggle. And sometimes that takes time and sometimes it's not easy, but you are going to have to take control and do what it takes, because at the end of the day, it is up to you. Nobody's going to come bail you out. Nobody's going to come save you. You have to do the work that it takes to get your financial life together, and you can do it. So your actions from this video, start rewriting these negative stories, okay? And start making plans for yourself that you can actually stick to and that are going to bring you closer to your goals and put you in a better situation. You got this, friend.